এটা ছবি তুলে পাঠাতে হবে যদি কম্পিউটার অ্যাড হয়েছে না, আমার সাথে চ্যালেঞ্জ হয়েছিল, আপনি ল্যাপটপে পারবেনই না, আমরা দেখিয়ে দেবো আজকে। দেখো না, দাঁড়াও, শুরু হোক। অরবিন্দকে দেখো না, কত পাহাড় নিয়ে বসে আছে।
बिना मतलब के अपन शरीर चलते नहीं क्या दूसरा का देखिए नहीं
स्नेहा मेरा माइक्रोफोन अनम्यूट कर दो।
Arvind, can I begin?
Yes, sir.
A very good evening to all Sahodaya chairmen, principals, STNCs, and teachers who have gathered here this evening for an online 2-hour session of training. I commend all the chairmen of the Sahodayas who have got together to make this conclave possible for all the teachers of our districts. A few words of caution I would like to give to all of you present here. Please keep your mobiles in mute because we have a huge number and we don't want anybody to be disturbed. Once again, let me repeat, for administrative purposes, we have divided the districts under the Sahodayas. So if any teacher has faced any problem regarding link or otherwise, please ask your STNC and principal to talk to the district Sahodaya chairman. The problem will be solved by the chairman of the districts, and under no circumstances will any teacher face any problem. Now, this is the first day of the conclave of a marathon of training for the purpose of CBSE as per the instructions of the COE Patna region. I have great pleasure in introducing our resource person this evening. We have with us Mr. Surajit Sen, who by now is known to almost all of you. An outstanding teacher, an exceptional vice principal for a long time, and a very quality principal for the few years he has been with us. But apart from being a great academic, he has been known to be the official trainer of our districts for the past few years. CBSE has accorded to him a lot of prestigious positions, none less than the position given to him out of 26,500 schools. 150 principals were chosen to be trainers for principals only. Mr. Surajit Sen, we are proud of you that you have given your valuable time to us here and you have taken this responsibility of opening the training session for the month to come. Mr. Surajit Sen recently in Valley Public School and also in Millennium School, DUMKA, established himself as a trainer of master trainers. He has trained from different districts, senior teachers, vice principals, as master trainers who will in turn help the different schools at their own level. we have the honor to have him with us. He will present an exceptional session. This is for your information that this session is being recorded and will be sent to the COE Patna region of the CBSE. All your attendance, all your vibes, all your responses are being recorded. Your registration paper that was submitted yesterday will also be sent to the CBSE. Today, when we close the session, we'll be closing the session with a feedback cum attendance link in your different groups. This link is to be filled up by you. There are 3 options to which Sahodaya you belong. There is a drop box, you will do so accordingly. And concerning this training, there will be 3 questions so that we may accept the feedback and send it to the CBSE. All this will be recorded and sent to CBSE from 1st to 10th of April 2022, as has been mandated in Chapter 16 of the training bylaws. It is my great pleasure to introduce one exceptional person, a great principal and a trainer par excellence, a trainer who has no bounds. I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Surajit Sen. Sir, over to you, please.
जिस दिन हुई ना उस दिन का फोटो है, सीजर हो गई है, मतलब साथ धनबाद दे गए हम जानते हैं।
Thank you, sir, and good evening to all respected principals, teachers, vice principals, STNCs who are present over here this evening for our unique training program. The sir has said a lot about me. I don't know whether I deserve all these things or not, but definitely I will try my best to keep up to the expectations of sir and all of you. Before we start the day, before we start our program, before we start our training, or before we start our learning process, I just want to mention a few ground rules. You know, respected teachers, unlike normal conventional training programs that we generally have, where one-to-one interaction becomes more easy, but in an online program, it's not. There are certain limitations. And all of you know what are those limitations by now, because you people have done plenty of training programs from CBSE and from other sources. So one of the most important things that we have to keep it in mind is that all of you are requested to keep yourself unmuted. Sorry, muted. You should be muted. Okay. What will happen? What will happen? There's too much of sound will come from various corners, and the entire program will get disturbed. So this is something that I have a personal request to all of you to keep yourself muted. As far as the chat box is concerned, time to time I may ask you to give some of your opinions in the chat box. When you are asked, you can please leave your opinions in the chat box. Am I audible to all of you?
Voice is not coming.
My voice is not coming, sir.
Yes, right now it is coming, sir. Okay.
Okay, right now it is coming. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So these are few ground rules, very simple rules, but we have to be disciplined in this because online is.
Excuse me.
Okay, now what I will do, I will
Excuse me,
start
sir.
sharing the presentation. Yes, sir.
Sir Surajit sir.
Yes.
And Arvind sir, please tell those who have not yet muted to mute.
Please mute yourself. All participants of this training program are requested to mute yourselves. Okay, otherwise too much sound will come from various corners and it will spoil the system. So once again to all of you, good evening.
Meena Kumari ma'am.
Good evening to Sujata madam, my co-resource person who will also be taking training program shortly. Please let me know if you can see the presentation.
Yes, sir.
Arvind sir,
Really.
is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
तुम बोला
Thank
कि
you.
इजी
Yes,
लग रहा है
sir.
देखने से बनाओ
Yes, sir.
construct an angle 90 degree in the initial point of the given ray and just justify the construction 90 degree बनाओ कैसे करो
Okay,
बनाओ
so here we go. Welcome to Jksm SAHODAYA in-house teachers training program for all the CBSE schools. Today, our program or our topic is stress management. Respected teachers, all of you know very well, by now all of you know very well, that in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day activities, in our day-to-day work, stress is, I don't know, some lines are coming. Somebody is doing something with it. It is a request to please stop this thing. Some sort of lines are coming from Naresh Gupta ji.
Naresh Gupta, please don't do that, sir. Naresh Gupta.
Otherwise, it becomes very irritating, you know. Some sort of lines or something like
The
that.
Jamboard is being used.
Please
Disable the
this.
Jamboard also. Rahul Kumar, sir.
See, if it goes like this, then no, the program will get destroyed.
Do not experiment
It will
now.
become very disturbing.
This is very difficult. All of you are teachers. This is a very serious problem. Surajit sir, please
Yes,
continue.
sir. Okay, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir. So as I was saying that in our day-to-day activities, in our day-to-day life, in each and every sphere of life, this particular situation always occurs, that is stress. You know, the word itself creates some sort of ripple within us. And honestly speaking, this word, we simply cannot avoid stress. It is in each and every sphere of our life, in our house, in our workplace, in our society, everywhere. So what shall we do? Shall we succumb to it and say, okay, let it come, let it happen, okay, somehow it will go like this? No, we cannot let it do that. And CBS has very clearly mentioned in its work-related matters that we all must have stress-free arenas, stress-free schools, stress-free campus. Because if teachers are under stress, if teachers are under stress, if students are under stress, if everyone, all the stakeholders in the school campus, within the school, in the classroom are under stress or with stress, will not be able to do their duties properly. In the bylaws of CBSE, it is very clearly mentioned that we all need stress-free environment for proper education. In order to excel, CBSE has special programs for this stress management. And that is why CBSE has come out with a unique training program with unique solution to make everything. So this is the very purpose for taking this particular. This is the very purpose. This is the very. These are the rules. These are the systems that CBSE has to make sure that we live in a stress-free environment in the school, and that's why stress management is important. Let's see what we will see today. What we will see today in too much of noise is coming. Arvind sir, somebody is speaking very loudly, sir.
Arvind,
Please.
Avinash Gupta.
Yes, sir.
Avinash Gupta.
Arvind, आप सुन रहे हैं हमको?
Please remove them.
If possible, please remove them, because if this type of disturbance goes on, no, then the rhythm gets.
Arvind,
And there is somebody 0B04D77F. Remove that.
Actually, teachers can unmute themselves. Yes, the options are there.
Yes, they can unmute. So what we will see today, what is there in our agenda, what is there in our learning program today? We will see what is stress, why stress occurs, how to cope with stress. These actually the entire it is not that in step by step we will go like that. The entire program, this is the gist of it. Okay, the entire program is like this. We will see what is stress, why it occurs, how to. These are the things that we will see. The importance of stress management. Why stress management is important. We will see all these things, but before that, we will also see why it is important for the stress management. Stress is something that everyone, we all know. What is stress? I have told you. Stress is something that everyone experiences. So learning how to manage it with its effects is something that everyone needs to master for physical and psychological well-being. Those who don't learn and use appropriate stress management techniques can experience a variety of negative effects, including illness, psychological illness, damaged personal relationship, poor productivity, and more. So stress is something that everyone experiences. We all experience. In the beginning, I told you, we all experience it. But we also have to learn how to cope up with effects. Something that everyone needs to master so that our physical and psychological well-being is maintained. Those who cannot do this, who cannot go for stress management techniques, who don't learn the variety of negative effects, they will fall prey to illness, both psychological illness, physical illness. There will be damaged personal relationships and poor productivity and many more. So the word of the day is stress management. It needs to be managed. We cannot escape it, but we can manage it. It's as simple as that. How we will manage it? Let's see. Well, time to time we will see these types of illustrations also, because the world is made of both, not many things. So one, this illustration is showing that somebody says moral is worse than we thought. A computer just signed up for our stress management workshop. So even machines will also get stressed out if they are also working much more than what is needed. Actually, work itself is not the big issue. The issue is how the work is done, in which particular manner it is done, under what circumstances it is done, under what conditions. That creates a big issue. That's why even a machine like computer can also, in future, may ask for a stress management workshop. This is just a cartoon illustration, but it may happen in near future. Stress, some alarming statistics we have regarding stress. Respected teachers and respected principals, 65% of all Indians suffer from stress. Yes, it's a fact and it has been proved time and again. We cannot escape from it. It's a fact. 65% of all Indians suffer from stress. Stress increases the chance of heart attack by 4-fold. Goodness. Stress increases the chance of heart attack by 4-fold. Keep that in mind. Stress-induced cardiac problems have doubled in the last few years. And 70% of Indian employees view their jobs as the #1 cause of stress. 70% of Indian employees view their jobs as the #1 cause of stress. You can understand under what conditions something needs to be done. And that is why CBSE wants a stress-free atmosphere within the school so that teachers can work without any stress. I'll be repeating this because
excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. It is very difficult to hear.
Yes, if so many people talk at a time, then it becomes
kindly teachers, please behave.
Lot of lines are coming. The entire screen is getting. Okay, if it
Again
Excuse me,
requesting
sir.
all teachers.
Excuse me,
Again
sir.
requesting all teachers, please keep your mobiles in the mute. I'm requesting everybody. You are teachers, you are academics, you are educators. This is uncalled for. Arvind sir, anybody speaking, please remove. Vishwanath Murmu.
Okay, sir.
Mr. Vishwanath Murmu. Okay, Surajit sir, continue.
Yes, sir. Right. So 70% of the Indian employees view their jobs as the number one cause of
Sir,
farming. And that is this.
Sir,
These
Surajit, sir.
statistics are yes.
sir, if you stop sharing and then again reshare, then these
Then
lines will vanish.
Okay, ma'am. I'll do the same. Right.
And if Arvind sir can make everybody mute except Surajit sir. if that is
Bhuma Mukherjee.
Sanjida Begum.
Okay. It's visible now. The presentation is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
And
sir.
you know, in
Arvind sir, please
2019
remove Sanjida
study-
Begum.
Excuse
Sanjida Begum is not listening.
me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, please, my request from our host, sir, Arvind sir. You have the power of mute everyone, sir. And unless your permission, anyone cannot unmute, sir. So please, sir. Arvind sir, you
Arvind sir,
can do
please
that.
do that.
Arvind sir, you can do that, sir. Please.
Sanjida Begum, Kamal Thakur, Roman Kumar Sao.
Yes, yes.
Somebody is still shouting this.
So quickly, we will see this thing once again. We will discuss once again this slide. That is 65% of all Indians suffer from stress. This is something alarming. Stress increases the chance of heart attack by 4-fold, something we have to keep in mind. Stress-induced cardiac problems have doubled in the last 15 years. Direct effect. It has a direct effect with the circulatory system, with our heart. And obviously, you know, if the heart is in problem, the rest of the body will also be in problem. 70% of Indian employees view their jobs as the number one cause of stress. Where are we? And a 2019 World Health Organization study had highlighted that stress disorders cost the global economy a loss of $1 trillion in productivity each year. So just imagine that every year, if there is a loss of 1 trillion in productivity, where are we standing? What will be the position of the economy? Why so much of stress? This is the big question. Why so much of stress is there? Why so much of stress in our day-to-day, in our family matters? What is that? What is that point that is creating all this? Well, just time to time we have to go with these definitions also, so that we can move properly with the training program. That is health, as you know, according to World Health Organization, or according to WHO, we have been studying this. So right from class 6 onwards, if I'm not making a mistake, that health is a state of complete physical, social, and mental well-being, and not merely the absence of diseases or infirmity. This is what World Health Organization tells us about health. Within the context of health promotion, health has been considered less as an abstract and more as a mean, which can be expressed in functional terms as a resource. So, health is a resource. Health is a resource, and the resource needs to be preserved in the best possible way to make sure that production happens. Things we have to understand this. So we just simply play with our health, and nobody else has the right to play with our health. But who will first take care of the health? We, our own selves. Each and every individual has to take care of the health. So how can we take care? What are the things we need to do? Organizations are coming out with different types of modules for management of stress, removal of tension and everything. But we ourselves have to start it. No, they say no, the charity begins at home. Simply reading manuals and books will not only help until and unless we don't do it from our own self. So we have to do it. See, respected teachers and everyone, life possesses challenges all the time. See, life is full of challenges. We just simply cannot come out from this. We always live in the comfort zone, no? And I don't think people will ever prosper if they live in the comfort zone. We have to come out from it. And when we come out from it, challenges are there all the time. All of us try to meet these challenges in our own way. Challenges will be there, problems will be there, but we meet them in our different ways. Some may have access, some may have less, some may have in medium level, but it is there and we have to face it. Let's be very practical about it. Life challenges are not necessarily stressful. Much depends upon how we view them. Yes, this is very important. Our students are after the end of the program. He is one of the longest serving principal of DHANBAD. And he will tell us, and I will tell you, the way he has worked under certain conditions. Ask Jksm, sir, all are our mentors who have unique experience with life, with work. So life challenges are not necessarily stressful. How we take them, how we handle them, that's much more important. Meet the life challenges successfully, one must learn the ways to manage stress.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to disturb
bound
you.
to be there. We simply cannot live a life without stress. But the question is how we manage it, or how we manage all this, how we find ways to successfully remove stress from ourselves. That is the art of living. There are both effective and ineffective ways of managing stress. So, once again, I will also say this part, because this particular slide, if you want, you can take a screenshot of this and keep it on your table, so that in time to time you will read them and you will give value to this. Life definitely possesses challenges. Challenges are bound to be there. They are always there. Life without challenges, nothing. No, it's a useless life. And all of us try to meet these challenges in our own ways. How you view the things on your own perspective. Like, you know, there's a saying that the optimist invented the aeroplane, and what did the pessimist do? Parachute. So the way we all take it. Okay. Life challenges are not necessarily stressful. Much depends upon how you view them. Yes, this is something not always, but how we view them, how we take them. To meet life challenges successfully, one must learn the ways to manage stress. Thinking is needed, not of understanding. There are both effective and ineffective ways of managing stress. How we will manage, we will see. Let us see what we have. Now, a clear-cut information about stress. What is stress? So far, we have been discussing the situation. What exactly it is? Stress is your mind and body's response or reaction to a real or imagined threat, event, or change. Yes. Stress is your mind and body's response to a real or imagined threat. It may be a real threat, it may be an imagined threat, event, or a change. So let us elaborate it a little bit. Say, for example, since we all are teachers and we all are working in schools, suppose you are taking class in your classroom. This is an example. It may not happen in this way, but and suddenly you find that your principal passes through the doorway and gives a stern look towards you. And then he or she moves away. Now you start imagining from that time onward, oh my goodness, principal has looked at me in a different way. Definitely she or he will take some action on me. Definitely I will be called in the office. Definitely I will be asked to explain why this or that. You have imagined a threat. It may not be real. Maybe principal has a style of looking like that. But suddenly it went into an imagined threat. Unnecessarily you are putting yourself in stress. Or maybe a change in the event. Suddenly your principal tells, okay, Mr. Banerjee, from tomorrow you will also take the mathematics class of class 12. My goodness, sir is asking me to take mathematics. So I don't know anything about class 12 mathematics. I don't know whether the students will like me or not. So an event of change sometimes puts us in a stress. The threat, event, or change are commonly called stressors. So what are these changes that puts us in stress situation? Stressors. Stressors can be internal thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, or external loss, tragedy, and a change. So stress in your mind, stress is your mind and body's response or reaction to a real or an imagined threat. And you know, respected teachers, I will tell you, most of the stress that we take into our head are imagined one. Changes very less of us. Some handful of events are there which do put us in stress. Like suppose if suddenly there is a stoppage of salary or there's a loss of money or something like that. But most of the things that we imagine, the threat, event, or the change, these are called stressors. Stressors can be internal, unnecessary thinking, thoughts, our beliefs. Some beliefs are there, no? And beliefs are what? Beliefs are something that has no rationality, no point of clear-cut understanding, no documentary proof of certain events or certain thinkings which we term as beliefs. There is something called the Joe Harry window, where a lot of things about beliefs and disbeliefs are discussed, or attitudes and behaviors. Or people sometimes put us on actions. And of course, some external strategies are there, like loss, tragedy, change. If somebody in the family dies, or an accident has taken place, or some sort of a sour relationship has occurred with someone, they are externals, but the internal ones are these ones. There we have to keep a check into it. Stress is a consequence of, what is this? It is a consequence of interaction. How we interact, how we respond to the situations. Stress is adaptive behavioral process. We purposely adopt that process and we start living it in that way. A natural part of human function. Stress is bound to be there. Again and again, in the beginning also I told that it is bound to be there, but how we look at it, that's what we all need. Those who experience stress, what they do? Selectively perceive information. No, we don't go deep into the matter. Selectively, we perceive some information, we receive it, we take it, and we start thinking that it is in this way it will occur, or that way it will occur. Fix it on a single approach to a problem. Say problem is there, we don't look for multiple solutions. We fix one particular solution and try to solve it in that way. How we experience stress. Overestimate how fast time passes. Yes, we overestimate things. Adopt a crisis mentality. Yes. This will I'm not able to solve it. This problem is there. People will think about like this, that. That crisis mentality is adopted by people. Instead of solving the matter, instead of searching for various methods and ways to solve that, we put ourselves into a crisis situation. At that time, we consult and listen less to others. There is a saying, no, that in our life activities, if you are having some problem with yourself, if something is eating you up from inside, go and to others, take others' information, listen to them, take their advice, suggestions, so on and so forth. But then we don't want to do it. We want to keep it within ourselves. Rely on some old habits. Maybe sometimes someone has done that, and through that they got relief. So we are less able to generate creative thoughts. So those who experience stress, they selectively perceive information, don't take information in totality, fix to a single approach to solve the problems. Instead of there are multiple ways of solving problems, but we don't look into them in that way. Overestimate how fast time passes. We just think the problem is there and it will not happen, it will not go away, time is passing, I will not be able to do. These are general thinking, there may be many more like this. We adopt a crisis mentality. Now, when we talk about crisis mentality, means what? We put ourselves in that crisis situation and we purposely don't want to come out from there. It is a habit among many people. I have also seen, you people have also seen. No, this has happened. ऐसा हो गया, यहाँ से तो निकलना मुश्किल है. बस अब हमारा जिंदगी तबाह हो गया. Life has become hell. Things are not working well. Okay, no, but there are ways. Do it, but no. Because those who experience stress, they fall into this particular position, they fall into this particular arena, they put themselves within this circle and they don't want to come out of the boundaries. Well, situation also sometimes creates this. It is very easy to sit in front of the laptop and tell all these things, but then there are ways to come out of it also, nah? We consult and listen less to others. Another problem with us. We don't want to come out with our problems to others. We don't want to discuss. We have become very much self-centered. No, if I tell my problem to this particular person, what will happen? What he will think about me? What she will think about me? But it is psychological. If you go and open up, you will feel relieved. Maybe that particular person will be able to help you out in some way or other. Because our own thinking, rely on old habits. We don't want to go and find out new ways of becoming stress-free, are less able to generate creative thoughts. Yes, because if people are under complete stress, creativity simply vanishes because focus is only on what will happen to this, what will happen, it will happen to this, what will happen. Focus is there. It's tunnel focused on that. Creative ideas vanish. From some creativity comes out, maybe we can remove those stress. Actually, situation develops in such a way that we fail to take out ourselves. But then, as in the beginning, we have seen that we have to understand and we have to learn the techniques to remove ourselves. We just cannot put ourselves in a ditch and say, I am having this problem or I am having that problem. I need to come out. Stress is your mind and body's response or reaction to a real or imagined threat, event, or change. These are the key messages that we have got so far. The threat, event, or change are commonly called stressors. That also you have seen time and time. I am going to repeat this because stressors are something that puts us into stress. Stressors can be internal, thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, or external loss, tragedy, and change. Now, myths and misconceptions regarding stress. Well, life is full of myths, misconceptions, and we are living with them. We are living with those myths. And people also talk about those myths. And it becomes a habit of ours to believe those myths. Actually, Human mentality is like, psychologically speaking, if 5 people come and tell, no, it happens in this way, no, we take it. We don't really come out of it and try to think, okay, let me come out of the boundary and let me see if it is really that or not. If you can see this, there's some sarcastic jokes or something like that. Is if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. You can understand. If you can't stand the kitchen is a place where it is bound to be there. No, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. But I'm not supposed to go out of the kitchen. Underlying assumption: strong people are not affected by stress. This is also strong people are not affected by stress. It is absolutely wrong. People are affected, how strong it is. No, there is a saying, some people go on saying that हम तो टेंशन देते नहीं है, हम तो टेंशन लेते नहीं है, हम टेंशन देते हैं. No, people say like that. No, there is a group of people who always say, हम तो टेंशन देते हैं, हम टेंशन लेते नहीं है. Believe me, these are the people who suffer from maximum stress. People out there say, I don't understand anything about politics, you know. They are the people who understand maximum politics. These are myths. Strong people are also affected by stress. But there are people who can come out of it. Any one of us can burn. We can, however, take precautions. Okay, so the fact is that all of us can get burned. No, all of us can get burned. Like if you stand in the heat, then get out of the kitchen. Okay, all of us can get, but then we have to take precautions how to save ourselves. These are some myths and misconceptions regarding stress. Stress has nothing to do with how many hours of work you do. Yes. And everything to do with how you feel during those hours. If you are working for 16 hours a day, 17 hours a day, but if you are working in a smart way, if your work is smart work, if it is planned work, if you do a lot of homework and do your work, then you will never get the stress. But if we do unplanned work, if we do work without any focus, without any pre-thinking, then obviously we are bound to get stress. Zuben sir is sitting over here working 16 hours a day. And if you see him in the morning and if you see in the evening, he looks as fresh as if it is in the morning hours of his day. I have personally seen him. I have personally seen TK Sinha sir working. I have personally seen some more principals over there. Our Mukherjee sir I have seen for a long period of time. How they do their work. And they are always agile. They don't look stressed out or drained out because the system, the style of working is there. So they have removed all those myths and misconceptions. And many teachers I have seen, how lightly they do work under severe stressful conditions. So according to Lou Holtz, it is not the load that breaks you down, it is the way you carry it. Yes, respected teachers, how you take to the things, how you apply your thoughts and ideas, what is your attitude towards that work, that will carry that will give out the result. So, remove all myths and misconceptions and try to see the life in a positive way. See the brighter side of life. A person's understanding, what key messages we are getting then? That a person's understanding of stress and its management is largely influenced by their perceptions and beliefs about stress and their own capability to manage it. So far, whatever we have seen, little bit, we can get one clear-cut idea that the way we take, the way we believe, the way we conceive things about stress, in that way, we will be stressed out. Myths and misconceptions pose a great hindrance in a person's ability to effectively manage stress. So myths and misconceptions needs to be removed at any cost. And all those imagined situations, My principal has seen me with little crooked eyes today. I am going to get something from him or her. My day will be spoiled. Don't believe in that. Don't go into that. Okay. If your principal calls you out into the office, face it. Why unnecessarily create a situation within yourself for which your heartbeat will increase 10 times more, leading you to some sort of cardiac problems? So, misconceptions, preconceptions, myths, unnecessary beliefs should not be with us if we want to manage stress effectively. What are the sources of stress? Time to time, we are saying, we saw the causes of stress. What are the sources? Too much change too quickly can be a cause of stress. Change in our thinking, change in our style, lifestyle, change in our way of taking things. Stress can be caused by pleasant and unpleasant events also. Yes, sometimes some good events can also cause stress. Too much. You have suddenly received 4 lakh rupees through some way or other, through a lottery, or say maybe your grandparents have gifted you, or maybe your from fathers or mother's property, from you have inherited, and you start thinking, I never thought of this. Shall I keep it in bank? Shall I put it over there? Will it get stolen? If my neighbors come to know about it, what will happen? Pleasant situation, good situation, money has come, but then we take it in a different way. Or unpleasant events are always there. Something lost, a valuable item, or just small things, small incidents can also, small unpleasant incidents or events can also lead to severe stress. My car's tire got punctured. Many people I have seen, my car's tire got punctured. I don't know how will I reach home. What will I do? Okay. Tire may get punctured. There's nothing wrong in it. It can. Coolly sit down. Think how to repair it. Get it done. Finish off. The cause of stress may not always be apparent. The way we think, it may not be like that also. Usually, stress is a result of build-up related and unrelated events. Yes. Some situations, the relating one with another, and some unnecessary, without any reason, without any substance. Often your stress is more apparent to others than yourself. Yes. This is something to look into. Often apparent to others than to yourself. Reactions to stress can be emotional, physical, and behavior. Your reactions to stress, they can be emotionally, it can have a physical effect on you.
Again, somebody started talking. So
again, too much of talking.
Amit Nishad, name.
What are the different types of stressors? We have seen about stressors. Stressors are those which put us into stress. So what are the different types of stressors that we come across? We come across time stressors, work overload, lack of control. Work overload is something that is always there. If we don't do our work properly, if we just keep on, if our work goes on pending, and once the overload is there, we lack the work. Work will be there. We just cannot just say that work will not be there. Wherever we work, there will be work. But how effectively we plan and we execute our work, that is the art of doing it. If we don't know, if we have that chalta hai attitude, yaar kal kar lenge na, parsu kar lenge. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, 5 तो file जमा ना, no issue. Let 10 come, it's a 10-minute work, I'll do it. This mentality of ours also, this is our attitude, behavioral problems that put us, and when 35 files or 35 35 files are piled on your table, and the next day your principal asks for the files, and your work is not done, then you feel stress. Actually, it is our way of doing things that put us sometimes in stressful situations. We call them as time stressors because we have failed to manage time. Time management is another unique art of getting ourselves do things in the proper way and keep a very stressless life. But then we have that chalta hai attitude, na? But in today's world, it will not work anymore. You have to be a smart worker within the specific time, within the given time. Otherwise, we will lose control on the work. And if the control is lost, it becomes very, very difficult to come out from there. Then all sorts of problems, all sorts of stress, pain, tension, one after another we will encounter, and there will be loss of work, loss of productivity, physical, mental well-being. Life will come to a standstill. Family problems will arise. See, one after another, because of a slight misunderstanding of our own selves on our own work. Improper guide of own mind. We have to guide our mind properly. You know, it is said, no, that's why it is said that it is very easy to talk about others, but it is very difficult to find our own selves. The day we find ourselves where we are, what we are and where we are, half of the life's battle is won. So time stressors are again caused by us. Remember, 99% problems in life are self-created and 1% is created by others. This we have to keep it in mind. 99% of our problems in life are self-created, 1% is created by others. Unfortunately, we spend 99% of our time in search of that 1%. Maybe some of you will accuse me of being hyperactive with this, but this is the fact. Stressors are there, they'll be there, but we are responsible for creating. But we should know them also. Encounter stressors, role conflicts, very much. Issue conflicts, action conflicts. Too much attitude is one of the biggest problems. In our office, in our working areas, unnecessarily we create conflicts. Unnecessarily talking ill about others, unnecessarily interfering into others' business. And we bring the stressors directly into our own selves. Action conflicts, the work that we are supposed to do, how we are supposed to do, we are not thinking them in the proper way. So these are the different types of stressors, time stressors, encounter stressors. Then we have situational stressors, unfavorable working conditions, rapid change. Now, unfavorable working condition is definitely not in our hand, but we can bring the working conditions back into our own favor. Simply blaming the organization that the work culture of the organization is not good, it gives too much of stress and strain. That is also not always to be taken. Okay, it's one of the situational stressors. It brings stress to us. But unfavorable working conditions, when it happens, when we don't perceive the things in the right way, or even if there are unconditional working conditions, we can bring them. The unfavorable working conditions are there. We can bring them back into our own ways. There, we have to use our insights and foresights. Rapid change in our workplaces, rapid change in thinking, in our mindsets. These are situational stressors. And we have anticipatory stressors, unpleasant expectations, fear. Fear is one that creates a lot of stress. Fear of what will happen to me, fear of what the society will think, fear of what my principal will think, fear of this, that, what not. So these are situations where we can be stressed and we can be trained down. We need to cope them. That is the purpose of this training, how to manage them. Stress is a part of life. There are three major types of stresses. So we can understand right now that there are physical, psychological, and social stress. Physical stress, the body we are doing. Psychological, the brain.
Welcome to Apex Music World. Bluetooth mode.
What is this? Physical stress is
Bluetooth.
the muscles are cramping, The muscles become fatty, too much of excess load, or actually, everything is in the brain, in the mind itself. The psychological is the most important thing. There it is. If the psychological stress is there, it will lead to physical stress, and it will lead to it will again lead to social stress. Society will think of me. Or sometimes social stress are particularly put on some individuals unnecessarily. And there can be many reasons for the stress in one's life, such as
Arvind sir, please remove Rajnikant Ravi.
Traumatic events. Time and time I am repeating the same words, you can see, because we have to keep it in mind that what are the situations, what are the reasons for our stress. Life events, everyday hazards, traumatic events. Every stressor will have a different impact on different individuals. All individuals will respond to stressors differently. Yes. Now every stressor. So far we have stressors, anticipatory stressors, time stressors, action stressors, or whatever it is. Each one of them, for different people, it will have a different impact on different individuals. I may take it in a different way, you may take it in a different way. And we also will respond to those stresses differently. Now, how strong we are within our own selves will let us or help us to move the stress. It is not easy, either it is not difficult to remove them. Decoding the stress response and its impact. How we can decode, remove them. The stressor, if you see this flow chart or the chain of reaction that takes place, stressor situation with some degree of physical, psychological danger. Okay, that is the stressor which is coming. How we perceive it, a threat, anticipation of harm or interpretation of situation may occur. It will lead to what? It will anxiety, creating tension, worry, palpitation, dizziness. So intensity of the reaction, how we react to it and how we perceive that danger of the threat puts our position in the position. It creates tension, it creates worry, it creates palpitation, dizziness, and all this leads to physical damage, damage of the nerves, damage of the muscles. Body movement stops, dynamism of the body stops, thinking processes takes in a different way, puts us in such a dark situation that we find it very difficult to cope. What are the different types of reactions to stress? Increase in anxiety, fear, sorrow, or loss. Stress defense mechanism, reaction to stress and how we can defend, attack stressor directly, aggression, attack the stressor directly. Resistance, attempt to control stress using defense mechanisms, the body's internal as well as some external defense mechanism. Exhaustion, stop trying to defend against stress. Stress related pathology occurs at this stage, if we go it in that way. Stress defense mechanism, aggression, attack stress directly. Regression, use behavior that was successful at an earlier time. Either we can, what are the defense mechanisms? Either we'll go with aggression, attack the stress directly. Okay, I'm feeling like this. No, I will remove this. I will get my work done in. My work was not done. My principal got angry or my boss got angry, because of which I have been put into a stress. My salary has been stopped. Okay, within 2 hours, I'll finish it off and I will do it. Use that type of aggression and attack the stressor. Remove that thinking from your mind. Regression, use behavior that was successful at earlier times. Okay, previously you must have used a technique or something like that by which you were successful. You can go for it. Repression, deny that stress exists. Repression is something which is very easy to say. See, it is very easy to say, deny that stress exists. Stress is there. But yes, if we have that strong mentality within ourselves, that no, it is not a problem for me. I will do it. Okay, let me try once again. Withdraw, leave the stressful situation. Now, this is not recommended to do all the times, because if we leave the situation, then how we will win life's battles? We'll fight for that. Fixation, persist in response regardless of effectiveness. Persist in response regardless of whatever. Okay, go on doing it again and again. that error and trial and error method, or error and trial method, whatever you want to say it. So, stressors, anticipatory stressors are there, encounter stressors are there, time stressors are there, situational stressors are there, behavioral stressors are there. How we react, reactions, they can be psychological as well as physiological. So either the brain and the mind will be affected, or the body will get affected. But if we go for resiliency, then physical and psychological resilience means to bring back to that position. Okay, things are happening, let us bring back to that position by going with the defense mechanism. Consequence of stress, psychological, physiological and psychological are there. Physiological will be immune response, coronary disease, viral infections will take place. Yes. If the body becomes, if our, they say that if the mind is not working, automatically the body will not work also. So there will be less immunity. Coronary disease will take place. Heart is directly related to all these emotions and stress in the beginning also. And the body gets prone to infection, because if the immune system drops, if the immune system falls down, if the coronary disease has taken place, if blood flow is not there in the body, if oxygen carrying capacity of the body decreases, if energy is not there, we are bound to be infected. During this COVID time, we have seen that most of the people who passed away were the ones who were actually having comorbidity. And what will be the psychology? Burnout. Every time we will feel stressed out. Every time we will feel down. We will not get into a mind of doing work and all these things. The physiological ones can be brought back. But what about the psychological one? The mind has to play a big role over there. Again, I am telling, it is very easy to say all these things, very easy. Only when it happens with someone, then one can understand. But that doesn't mean that we will not study the methods of taking care of ourselves and managing the stress. We need to do it, and we have to do it. Stress, what are the key messages we are getting? Stress impacts our human body at various levels. Psychological, physiological, mental, social, so on and so forth. There are 4 major effects associated with stress state. Just now, physiological, emotional and cognitive, behavioral. Yes, if you are stressed out, if you are burnt out, now your behavior changes, your attitude changes. You don't feel like doing things. You don't feel like behaving properly. The brain doesn't work. The cognitive thinkings and metacognitive thinkings are down. Emotional well-being is stopped. The function of the body also stops. One of the common problem with excess stress is, diarrhea and dysentery. I don't know, many of you must have, when we are in too much of stress conditions, the body is prone to get attacked by certain bacteria which will cause diarrhea and dysentery. They can be due to bacteria, due to fungi. It happens. Body becomes weak. The behavior changes. And the stress can have short-term and long-term effects. Diabetes is one such biological condition or organic disorder which has a direct effect with stress. Like coronary disease has a direct effect with stress. Like neurological disorders have a direct effect with stress. The same is with diabetes. Because life activities have become such that we cannot remove ourselves from these situations. But then we have to do it. We just cannot let it go like that. Long duration stress can affect the immune system and increases chance of an individual frequently falling in the fact that I was just now discussing. Long duration of stress can affect the immune. It affects. It's not can, it affects. You will find some people have chronic cough and cold, but they are not suffering from tuberculosis or something like that. Also, although there is a myth that people who continuously cough and catch cold are the ones who suffer from tuberculosis. It's not always like that. This is because of excess of stress. Their immune system is compromised. And people frequently fall ill. So this key message is very important. Stress impacts our human body at various levels. The four major effects with stress state are physiological, emotional, cognitive, behavioral. Stress can have short and long-term effects. Depends upon how we cope it up, how we control it, how we manage. Long duration stress can affect the immune system and increase chances of an individual frequently falling ill. Yes. One of the basic problems with females in our country, with due respect to all the females, today is National Girl Day. I'm not talking anything ill about anything. One of the problems that we face in our country is that the females in our country suffer from chronic anemia. This is a very common condition in our country, because of which the immune system goes down, and you will find females frequently falling ill, especially in village areas, in semi-urban areas, because fooding, life, activities, work, they are not in that proper way. And it happens. But again, if a little bit of care is taken and all, again, the blood hemoglobin level increases, oxygen carrying capacity increases, energy comes, things come in the right direction. But this is a major problem in our country, I tell you. Small joke type, or nearly 90% of North American workers are say taking a lunch break helps them feel refreshed and ready to get back to work. Yes. Break, little bit of break, little bit of, nowadays all the corporate world, in the corporate world, even in our schools and all, we are also developing those type of situations where we can remove the stress by giving some sort of special things to our teachers, to our workers, to everyone, so that they don't get stressed out. So 90% Americans feel that if they get a lunch break, they can refresh and come back. Yes, it's a fact also. It's a fact. I am, from my personal point of view, I'll tell you, during my teaching days, even now also, suddenly after doing a lot of work, this work, that work, meeting parents and all, suddenly there's a burnout. I get into a burnout situation. I don't feel like doing anything. And then I get hungry also. So immediately at that time, if somebody comes and give me, even if a cup of coffee is given, it refreshes. It brings about a change in the field. It works. Employees who take a lunch break every day are more likely to be satisfied with their current job and feel valued by their employer. Some statistics. 80% of workers who take lunch break every day have a strong desire to be an active member of their company. So lunch break is important. It plays a vital role in removing stress. Good idea. We all, when we get angry, or when we get disheartened, if somebody comes and offers something, or if a little bit of break is given, definitely again. Managing stress, the effective and ineffective ways. How we can manage stress? How we can manage? Eliminate stressors Develop resiliency. Feel that feeling within yourself. No, I will cope up with this thing. I will come back to the good point once again. Cope temporarily with stress. These are three things given, but I will always say that if we can eliminate the stresses at the grassroots level, if you can manage to remove things, rest of the things will automatically happen. But yes, that we need to find out the stresses, we need to find out where we are standing, what exactly is happening to us, and we should also know the techniques of it. Simply just thinking it will not do. We have to apply the techniques. Managing time effectively. We were discussing in the first part, I said time-related stressors are there. So spend time on important, not urgent matters. Yes, this is something that needs a little bit of understanding. What is spend time of important things, not on urgent matters? Because again, if you take something as an urgent and you will do it with a rush, and when you will do it with a rush, then again stress will be there. A slight mistake here and there will again put you in a very, very stressed condition, in a tensed condition. So spend time on important, not urgent, important matters. The one that is valuable, not urgent matters, because convert that urgent into important, take time and do it. Identify what you feel is important versus what you feel is urgent. That's it. That is the key to effectively manage time. What is important? Because often we fail to understand what is important and what is urgent. And then all sorts of problems start arising. So it needs a lot of thinking. If we can do it, half of the battle is won.
Surajit sir.
Yes, sir.
Please refresh your screen like you did.
Okay, sir. Yes, again, sir, I'm doing it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And a request to all of you, please don't go for all those lines and all. It really spoils the entire system. So identify what you feel is important. It takes a lot of time for us to understand what is important and what is urgent. But
I can hear some children's voices along with the teacher, whoever has linked.
Hello.
Please do not disturb the training. Please do not disturb the training. I'm repeatedly appealing to all of you. Please do not disturb. If you have children with you, please sit separately for this training. It is another 45-50 minutes. Please mute yourself.
Even less than that, sir, it will take. Okay, even less than that. But we need to understand. Purpose has to be solved. No, this is not just for the heck of doing it. We are doing it. There are so many good points that we are understanding. Maybe lot many things we never knew previously. Okay. Focus on results, not methods. Yes, focus on results, not methods. Because methods always leads to stress. Don't feel guilty for saying no.
Surajit sir.
Yes, madam.
Surajit sir.
Yes, madam.
Sir, do one thing. Just near the green bar in your screen,
right,
there is an option. Please check. Allow participants to.
Allow participants to. Let me see, ma'am. It is there.
Is it there?
It is only participants are given, ma'am. And
then you untick, annotate on the screen, unmute themselves.
This weekend annotation is there. But
so that they cannot unmute themselves. They are unmuting themselves and they are speaking.
Undo, I will do it undo, ma'am. Because this Zoom, I am not very much comfortable with the Zoom. Undo. What you said, undo it.
Option security near green bar.
Option near the green bar, there is annotation is
security.
No, security is not there, ma'am. Oh, I cannot see it like that.
Security is with me.
But annotation will do it.
Arvind, if you can do it, please do it.
Yes, miss. Yes, sir, I am doing. The person
unmute. They cannot unmute themselves.
Yes, I am removing them, ma'am.
And remove, huh?
Yes, miss.
Because it is really creating problem. Too much of talking, and the thing is that people are not understanding.
Yes.
We are not doing it for the heck of doing it. There's a reason for this.
This is Solomon sir here.
Yes, Solomon sir.
You can from there, Arvind sir, please everyone put into unmute. They cannot unmute from Arvind sir.
No, if he unmutes mutes everybody, then Surajit sir will be muted also. That is the problem.
Yes, sir, that is the
problem. Okay, that's not. He's not in the session. Right. Okay.
If he mutes, then Surajit sir. That is the problem. Otherwise, I would have done it much before.
Carry on, sir. Carry on.
Okay, sir.
Please carry on.
Don't feel guilty of saying no. Yes. Saying no is also an art. We have to know where we have to say no. Many of us have a feeling within ourselves that if I say no, what they will think. But sometimes, in order to remove stress from yourself, in order to be perfect with yourself, in order to give good results to you, sometimes we have to say no. It may hurt us a lot, but we have to learn the art and science of saying no. It is very difficult. Under the circumstances in which we work, we grow up, we develop, we live it sometimes becomes very difficult for us to say no to someone. But we have to learn it for the betterment of everyone. Emotionally intelligent people can recognize their own emotions, manage their own emotions, yes, those who are emotionally intelligent. No? Nowadays, EQ. Previously, it was IQ. Nowadays, it is EQ is not discussed. Recognize your own emotions. It is difficult, but it can be done. Manage your own emotions. If we can, well, half of the battle is won. Regulate emotionally influenced behavior. Delay gratification. Empathize with emotions of others. Be empathetic. Manage the emotions of others. If we can, this is emotional intelligent people can do these points. About emotional intelligent people who can do it in order to manage time, in order to manage their stress, they can do. But for this, one needs a very, very strong mentality. You know, we human beings are so emotional. If we see certain things, we just cannot control the temptation. And later, when we are not able to give result, then we start taking the stress on ourselves. So develop the quality of empathy, not sympathy, if you can do it. These are the ways by which we can manage it. Irrational beliefs should be removed. No, some of us have this belief. I am always late. I am not good at it. I cannot do it. I can't do anything right. Either we ourselves put these things into our mind, or sometimes from social activities we have been put into this. Society sometimes put into us. Or even our family members also put into our mind. No, he is the eldest son of the family. You know, Babu, he is our good little son. He cannot do it. Don't give it to him. These types of things are put into our mind. Irrational beliefs. Some of us always say, I will always be late. Why should I go? Why should I do it? Everyone around me is more intelligent. This is also some sort of a feeling we have. In school, children, we have seen this very common. No, sir, if you ask them to participate into something, they will not come forward quickly. No, sir, others are very good. If I go over there, I will make a mess of everything. People will laugh at me. During my teaching career, in your teaching, you must have gone through this. But then we have to bring those children. Even I have seen in working place also. Some people simply avoid to do the work. Either purposely they do it, or they have this type of a negative feeling within themselves. Sir, why you will call me, sir? Sir, you know I am not good at it. You are taking a salary, you are working, and you are saying you are not good at it. Here, of course, the leadership comes and plays the big role in order to bring them back into the original track. I never get ahead in this class. This is a very common feeling among students. I should always do my best. So irrational beliefs are some of those beliefs, some of those thinkings within us, which puts us in big stress situation, crisis situations. And how can we change them? How can we convert them into rational beliefs? I'm always late. Okay, I'm often late. I can't do anything. I do some things, right, but not others. Let us change that into rational beliefs. Okay, I do certain things. right, but not others. Or like instead of saying I can't do anything right, I'll say I will do something which is right. Maybe not all the others, but yes, at least 50% I can do. Everyone around me is more intelligent. Why it should be like that? We can think it in a different way. If each of my fellow students have strengths and weaknesses. It's not that everybody is intelligent then. Well, so if we can put these beliefs into students' minds or into our own minds also, and into our workers, co-workers' mind, we can bring out, we can remove stress from there. I need to find new ways to improve. I need to find new ways to improve. Instead of saying I can't do it, why don't I find ways to improve? I am very weak in mathematics, sir. I know I will fail. Why this type of thinking? Instead of that, we can put the child, okay, you try. At least solve 5 problems a day and you will see your mathematics score goes increasing. Of course, there the teacher's role comes into play in order to remove all these irrational beliefs. Either the teacher's role, or if the principal is there who is supposed to be the leader of the school, who will not work as a boss but as a leader to help them, then things will change. I try to perform well in many situations. Yes, this I will try. This is something that needs to be taken very seriously. I should always do my best. This is some irrational thinking. I try to perform well in my situations. This can be substituted. These are the ways by which we can manage stress. Techniques are over. Work redesign. Okay, if work can be redesigned, things can have a different effect. Lack of freedom is most important contributor to stress. Lack of recently, this principals training, some of the principals have taken the principals training, and there one particular point was discussed is give freedom to the students, to the teachers to think differently. Then only they will be professionally developed and they will develop innovative ideas will come. And don't be judgmental. So we have to create a working condition, or the work culture should be such that people will get the freedom to work. Okay, freedom doesn't mean that flexibility is important. Freedom is, but not to that extent that one will go out of the bounds. No, that cannot be. Within certain limitations, if freedom is there, then maybe stress will be decreased. Use job redesign model to reduce stress, combine tasks, and form identifiable work units. Form identifiable work units. Who can work? Find out those people. Make them into groups who are capable of executing one particular work in a proper way. Somebody may be very good in one particular work, may not be good. And if we put those who are not good, then stress and strain will start taking place, and neither the work will be done, time will be wasted, energy will be wasted, money will be wasted. Of course, this is established customer relation that is, well, in our schools also, we have this type of customer means maybe with our parents and all, we will discuss we will create such relationships that work comes out in the best possible way. Increase decision-making authority. Yes, instead of making it as a one-man show, distribute the leadership. Give authority to others. Let them feel the importance. Let them feel that they are responsible for the organization. Once that feeling of ownership comes, and the word of that I believe you comes from the top level, human beings are bound to do good things. But if we don't, then stress, strain will come. Open feedback channels. Take out feedbacks, find out. Again, if things are not in the right way, okay, redo it. So these are some of the, these are some of the ways by which we can reduce. This is what our CBSE feels like. Time is running out. No, I think we still have a little more time, so we can go. Moderate type. What type of personalities we have? Type A people have chronic fighting struggle with the social and physical environment. The different types of personalities, different types of people that we have in society who face stress and strain because of their own reasons. Some have a chronic fighting struggle with social and physical environment. Continuously quarrelsome, they cannot look into others' good, and problems arise. Are aggressive, hostile, and impatient? Yes, you will always find people who are aggressive, people who are hostile, people who are impatient, those who cannot tolerate certain things. On small matters, they become hostile, they become aggressive, they go into fighting, quarreling, creating an unusual situation, are the ones who suffer from maximum stress. They try to prove themselves as very, very strong people, but unfortunately, they are not strong. They are very weak. In each and every organization, you will always find these types of people in the organizations where you are, in society, in family where we live. They are the weakest of, and they are the ones who suffer from stress and strain, and God forbids, they are the ones who finally succumb to life. Because of this type of physical nature. Because of this type of psychological nature, it has a direct impact on the physical well-being, on the systems of the body, reducing the organic functions into such a position that finally the call for the day comes. And then there are people who are subject to time demands, self-imposed pressure. Purposely people are there who take pressure. Purposely they will take pressure. No, I have to do this, I have to do that. They do it in a systematic way. And these people, they walk fast, they eat fast, they talk fast. You know, they look tense. Their hands are shaking, legs are shaking. Purposely they do it because of irrational planning. We all are working, but we plan things. So there are A-type personality who have chronic fighting struggle with the social and the physical environment. Are aggressive. This second point is very hard. People who are very aggressive. Unnecessarily they will become aggressive. On slightest matter, they will fight with people. On slightest matter, they will become hostile. They will become impatient. They cannot tolerate things. So these are the people whose time is running out if they are not taking care of themselves. Lifestyle disorders and acute rise in India. You know, lifestyle disorders are the ones which also put us in severe stress and strain conditions. Lifestyle disorders are on rise. Hypertension, diabetes mellitus, we are discussing about all these things. Cardiovascular diseases, depression and anxiety, stroke, chronic kidney disease, osteoporosis, very common among certain group of people in the society, osteoarthritis, dementia, and cancer. They are the lifestyle disorders which are on rise because of that severe stress that we have within us. We are not able to manage them. In our family also, you'll find people, because family life is full of tension and stress. No? Daughters not getting married in the right time, children not getting their job in the right time. Our demands are too much. Our wantonness is too much. My son has to be the best in the class. If not, then how I will face the society. These are the situations that take us these types of disorders. Modifiable risk factors: tobacco, alcohol, physical inactivity, unhealthy diet, and unnecessary stress. These are the ones which are rise, and because of that we are having stress. Non-modifiable risk factors: aging, heredity. That is a different aging, heredity, and all these are non-modifiable. We cannot change these risk factors, but they are the ones also which are also responsible for. This is according to World Health Organization and Government of India. Behavioral change communication through health promotion reduces risk by targeting modifiable risk factors. So if we can bring about a change, then things will take in a different way. We need to develop resiliency. I was talking about resiliency, coming back to the original question, removing the fear factors from us. Some stressors will not go away. Resiliency increases capacity to withstand negative effects of stress. Some stressors will not go away. Okay, that is perfect. But then if we can develop that resiliency within ourselves, get that feeling within ourselves that we will be able to withstand the negative effects of stress to a certain extent or to a great extent. Events trigger stress, but people respond to stress differently. Assumption. Resiliency factors moderate stress. Events, they trigger stress. The very common feeling in our society. We cannot remove these things. We say that we will not allow the daughter to go out of the house after 8 p.m. even if they have gone for tuitions or studies. No, always that stress is there. When she is coming, will she be back in the right time? Several times call her. Even children sometimes get irritated because of this. But if we can develop that, okay, she is fine, she can take care of herself, she can control herself. If we get that resilience to a certain extent, our stress will go away. But then, it needs counseling. Who is there to counsel parents? In schools, in working places, we have counselors who are counseling the staff member. So maybe if we take this training and we do it with our family members, to a certain extent, their stress we can remove also, because that is also one of our major duties. So with stressors, if with resiliency we work, then there will be no reaction. But without resiliency, reactions will always come. This is a direct effect on stressors. Resiliency factors: physical, cardiovascular health, dietary control, other psychological, emotionally, self-esteem, and hardiness. These are the factors, resiliency factors, which will work. Close emotional ties, common experiences, supportive interactions, mentors, teams. If socially we are active in this, emotionally we do all psychological ones will be taken care. If emotionality is there, self-esteem is increased. Physically, if cardiovascular health is taken care, dietary control is taken care, rest is done, then definitely these are the resiliency factors which will remove stress to a great extent. Once again, please see this. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this. Physical, cardiovascular health, take care of your cardiovascular health. Exercises, walking. If just a person walks in the morning at least 5 kilometers, or say 3 kilometers, even minimum 3 kilometers, it will have a very good effect on our cardiovascular system. The blood flow will be perfect. Blood pressure or hypertension will go down. If we at a particular age, if we stop taking unhealthy diet, if we just hold the temptation of eating junk food, we can develop very good resiliency factors, and we can put many of the so-called lifestyle diseases at bay, and rest is needed. But as we age, as we become more and more involved with our work, rest becomes less, but then we have to take it. That is why in some of the corporate houses, during the work hours, they have special rooms where people can sleep, and they are put under certain conditions that automatically people will go to sleep for a certain period of time, and they will take rest and they will rejuvenate themselves. These are the things which are happening in our country also. In many corporate houses, they are doing all these things, because human resource is the most important resources. And what about the psychologically? Emotionally, we have to develop that. Self-esteem has to increase. No, that I am not able to do it, I am not capable of doing it. These types of thinkings has to be. These are stress management techniques, respected teachers. If we can practice them, we can remove stress to a great extent. Hardiness, strength, and social close emotional ties. Have emotional ties with people. Talk to people. Share your experiences. Nowadays, we try to remove ourselves. No. We try to remove ourselves from each other. We don't want to keep good relationship with others. We are so much self-focused that we forget about others. If somebody does something good, we talk ill about them. Supportive interactions are little. Support people. do good work. These things will remove our stress. But no, we don't have that feeling. No, if somebody purchases a car, a good, very good car, a very simple way of taking the simple common feelings of society. If somebody purchases a good car, where that fellow has got that much of money? Definitely he is doing something. And we start thinking too much about them, put ourselves in stress. Or how can that person go beyond? He should be. He should not go so fast. How can that person become so successful and I cannot become? These irrational thinkings put us under stress. But if we can remove them, have close emotional ties, feel good for others. Let us feel good for others. Share our experience, have common experience, support people. Become mentors. Build up teamwork, join hands with each other. Let us do something together. Let us do something good. When these feelings will come, no. Believe me, respected teachers, believe me, half of your stress will vanish. You don't need any psychological guidance. You don't need any counseling. You don't need any medicine. You don't need anything. The pathology of the brain, the thinking will change. But then, are we ready for that? We are ready. Life's half battle is won. Okay, some of the reasons, faulty coping. Sometimes we go for certain things which we feel will remove our stress, but it's not always like that. Sexual indulgence. All of you are mature people, you can understand. Sometimes we want to say that if we do practice this, we'll be happy, but it's not like that. Substance abuse. I am very stressed, I need a little bit of drink. I drink because, because I want to drown my anxieties. But believe me, anxieties know how to swim out. We cannot drown our anxieties in alcohol or any such alcoholic drinks or use of certain substances. They know how to swim out and come back again. Rash driving. It's a way of relieving my stress. I drive at a high speed because I have to relieve my stress by that. All irrational thinking. Violence. Unnecessarily fighting with people in order to know. These are sedentary lifestyles. No, I will sit in. I will not do it. That will create bigger problems. These are faulty copings. By this, we cannot cope stress. More stress will occur. Don't follow. These are also stress management techniques which we don't have to follow. We should not follow. Instead, if we want to have a stressless life, a life full of happiness, practice a balanced activities. You can see this pie chart. And everything should be done in a balanced way. Cultural activities. Involve yourself in cultural activities. Many people involve themselves in cultural activities, work activities, intellectual activities. Talk with people who have good ideas about life, about society, those who know philosophy better than others. Go for physical activities, sports, games, walking, exercises, spiritual activities. Practice. I'm not talking about religion and meditation and calling God and all. Spiritual activities. Find out yourself. Do family activities, social activities. These balanced life activities will remove stress from ourselves. And these are time-tested facts. These are just, it's not given over there for the heck of giving it. These are time-tested activities, time-tested facts, time-tested measurements, which can be taken. And if taken seriously, stress can be managed. Beautiful life can come out. We have to be ready for that. We need strong mentality for that. This triangle, if you see, the holistic help finding a balance. The ways stress affects us depends on the balance between the demands made and our ability to cope. So physical, psychological, social, if the demands are equal, then we can cope it. But if the demands are not equal, then we find it very difficult. The 4 A's can change the situations. And this is important. Okay, 4 A's. Avoid the stressor. Very easy to say avoid the stressor, but we can avoid. Alter the stressors based on your learning in the previous session, whatever we have learned so far. If you can alter the stressors, if you can avoid the stressors, there are so many things we have seen we can do it. In first go, it may not be possible, but with regular practice, we can. Reflect on the cause and management of stress. Okay. Some movie clips are there, but unfortunately, we don't have the movie clips right now with us. Otherwise, I would have shown you. Change your reaction, adapt the stressor, accept the stressor. So the 4 is avoid and alter the stressor, change the situation and change your reaction, adapt the stressor. Take it, accept the stressor also, and you'll change the reaction. Stress management techniques, what are the things we have to do? So far, a lot of that now in GIST, learn how to say no. I have already told you that learn the art and science of saying no. Avoid people who stress you up. Yes, avoid them. There are always people in society. No, they will always talk, gossip, this, that, unnecessarily. Oh, you are having this. You know it will create this. Oh, you did not do that on Monday. God will have a bad eye on you, and so on and so forth. Things will be. Avoid these people. Take control of your environment. Avoid hot button topics. Yes.
Hello.
Unnecessary. Tear down your to-do list.
बोरिंग लग रहा है मैं कुछ देख रहा हूं
Except the things you can't
अरे हम
change.
फिर चल गए हैं उसमें जो एक बार नहीं चले गए थे उसमें क्या कैसे गए थे
Madam Renu, Mr. Ma'am, please don't try to control the uncontrollable. Accept the things you can't change also. There are certain things which we cannot change. Na? So let us take those things. Unnecessarily become impractical and trying to change the things which we cannot change and saying that everything can be done by human being. Why not? These types of irrational things we have to do.
नहीं.
On the upsides, share your feelings.
Sir, how can we learn to say no?
How can we learn to say no, sir? You are asking a very, very important question. And in the beginning, I also said that it is very difficult to say no certain situations to certain people. But sir, it will take some time for you to understand. You have to feel it. If you think that this part, it is difficult, sir. I'm telling you, it is not so easy to say no. But if you develop that situation where you think the result will not be good, say no bluntly, sir. For some time, that particular person to whom you will say no may become angry with you. But if you have said it in the right context, then the person will understand and will support your no. It's a difficult situation, sir. It is very difficult to say no to others. But then with our experience, with our feelings, with our desires that we have in our life, we have to say no sometime also. There is no such clear-cut way of saying how to say. We have to learn it by our own self, using our own perceptions, conceptions, and all. Alter the situation, express your feelings instead of bottling them. Express your feelings. In the beginning also, I told you that if we have something in our mind, go and vomit out to your friend, to the person who is very close to you. You will get relief. Be willing to compromise, be assertive, manage your time better. Adapt to the situations. Reframe problems. Look at the big picture of life. See the brighter side of life. Adjust your standards according to the need. Focus on the positive side. And as sir just have said, how we can say no, I'm telling you, it's really, really difficult to say no. If your principal says, or if your boss says, or if somebody says, and you know you cannot do it, but you are feeling it somewhere something is pulling you down from not saying it no. But if you can say it in one go, maybe situation will take a different turn. It's a difficult task. It's not so easy to say. Very easy to say from here, sitting in front and telling others to say no. But those the one who feels the pain through which one goes, understand it. It's a very good question, sir. Key messages. What coping is a dynamic situation, specific individual reactions to stress. It's dynamic. No, it is changing time to time. It is a set of concrete responses to stressful situations or events with the intention of resolving the problem and reducing the stress. So it is a set of concrete responses, coping set of concrete responses, straightforward responses, clear-cut to stressful situations or events with intention of resolving the problem and reducing the stress. Different people have different coping strategies. It depends from individual to individual. Each one of us is different. Each one of us takes things in life in different ways. So something which I can do it, you may not do it. Something which you can do it, I may not do it. So it all depends how we do it. The way we cope with stress often depends on our rigid, deep-seated beliefs and experiences. So the way we cope with stress often depends upon our rigid, deep-seated beliefs. Some of the beliefs we have, and we don't want to come up with irrelevant beliefs, and that's why sometimes the stress becomes too much. But if we can come, in illustration, we have been awfully tense lately. They say putting a cat is a great way to relieve stress. Putting a cat, this is some sort of a belief where you will put the cat. Mindful mantras for stress-free life. We can defend ourselves against stress in our lives by understanding what causes stress in us, by learning how to avoid it or adjust and adapt. So how stress reduction methods are there? Group or social support. Okay. Creativity, be imaginary, listen to music, do meditation, manage time, relaxation, stay sometime in a quiet environment, have a passive attitude, breathing exercises, regular exercises, and do those things which make you feel happy. One of the key ingredients, I will always say, do those things which make you feel happy, and you will see your stress will go away. Again, this problem is coming.
Person has to be removed.
Yes, ma'am, you are correct. Meditation is one of the best ways of removing stress. Meditation is useful when you have been under long-term stress, under short-term stress, worrying about problems, physically active. Effects of meditation: slow breathing, reduce blood pressure, anxiety, helps muscle to relax, gives the body time to eliminate waste products, eliminate stressful thoughts. Now, these things, I don't think they need any explanation. Helps with focus and concentration, reduces irritability, stress, headache. Stress headaches will go away. Meditation is a very, very common and effective method of relaxation. The idea of meditation is to focus on our thoughts for a sustained period of time. Now, meditation, some people have a thinking that, okay, meditation means I will call God, I will ask for this thing, I will ask for, that is not meditation. Meditation means just going deep into your thoughts and relax your body. This rest our mind by diverting it from thinking about the problems that have caused stress. But we have a thinking, meditation means okay, that is a different thing. Just leave yourself, make your mind free from everything. It gives your body time to relax and recuperate and clear away toxins that may have built up through stress and mental or physical activity. All toxins and everything that have been built up, they will get removed, they will get from the body. These are some of the techniques by which we can remove stress. Meditation is one of the best way of, but then there's that time. Listening to music. Music is something that will, stress management techniques, we often talk about music, and music is something that will enlighten your mind, that will soothe your soul. Listening to music can energize or relax you. Studies so it can lower blood pressure and respiration, creating a calming effect. Visualization is the process of mentally rehearsing a task you want to master. You want to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine yourself. This will be facing the task. Example, taking an exam, having an important conversation. Now focus on how your success feels. Excited, relieved, satisfied. These are the ways by which you. Why traveling is a good method to release stress. Yes, people often travel. Those of us who are working Working people, we always make it a point that at least once in a year we will travel, we will go to different places. We will rejuvenate ourselves, we say. It gets you away from your problems, connecting with nature. Generally, we have a feeling of either visiting to the seashore or to the hills or to the jungles, removing ourselves from the concrete jungle, going to the natural forests areas, get the fresh air, release our tension over there. We make ourselves free from the fixed schedules of life, and this improves sleep, heart health, work performance, improves intimacy. You'll see once you go out, travel for some time, 10 or 15 days, you come back, you will be a rejuvenated person, a complete new person with all ill thoughts, ill habits, stress, strain removed from you. It happens. Other methods are offering various alternative methods of relaxation like meditation, sessions, yoga, aromatherapy, very common in Kerala, aromatherapy, relaxing messages, cultural programs you take part, highlighting the richness of landscape, of Indian heritage. If we just put our thinkings to all these things, maybe we will remove stress. In
Surajit,
some dance is a way of removing stress. In many schools, they have started, even the teachers and the students are asked to, we have laughing clubs, dancing clubs, where just...
Surajit, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can at 7:55, can we send the link for the participation?
Yes, sir. Yes,
and that?
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
And
Please.
7:55, the closing also, can we do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we are in the end, sir. Just
okay. Please continue. Please.
So these are, you can see the illustrations or the photographs of the, these are the methods by which we can remove stress. So tips to relieve stress: exercise, play with a pet, meditate, listen to music. We'll just sum it up in this. Okay. Once with stress depends upon how well prepared we are to deal with counterbalance everyday demands, balance equilibrium. So how we can counterattack. It is essential to have a healthy lifestyle and overcome unhealthy habits that can. So remove our unhealthy habits. Ritika madam, please. In one's life that can act as stress buffers. So overall harmonious conditions we should have. So if we practice all this, we will say goodbye to stress. It is not a day's work. In one day we cannot learn it. In 2 days it may take some time. But step by step, at least if we go on practicing at least 2 to 3 factors, then definitely we will remove stress from us. And we need to remove it. We just cannot keep ourselves under stress conditions. Thank you all. These are my contact numbers and my email IDs. If you want further information, if you want to give any feedback, or if you want to add more suggestions in order to make this training program much better, then you are most welcome to do so that we can add up to what we have right now, and we can give better information to all of us.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I am from JAMTARA Ashram School, sir.
Right,
attendance will be sent online.
Attendance link will be sent.
WhatsApp, sir.
Zuban sir, if you are there, will it be sent in WhatsApp also, sir? The attendance link, or you are sending it in the chat box over here?
We'll send it in the chat box.
You will send it in the chat box, no? Sir, will it be sent in the WhatsApp group also?
No,
Okay,
actually,
sir.
I think only those who are present only will see it from the chat box and do it.
Right.
So
sir,
we will tally it with the attendance also.
Okay, sir. Right, sir. So, sir, with that, we come to the end of the first training program. I don't know how much I have been able to convey the right message, but I will also say that while discussion, if a few things have gone a little bit here or there, then I request all of you to be with me. More things are coming, and in the days to come, we will do much.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
The chat box is logged for the available.
Acha,
Yes,
Arvind
yes,
sir, I
sir.
think
Yes,
he will
sir.
open the
Arvind
chat.
sir will be enabling it 7:55 the chat in the chat box. The attendance.
And respected teachers.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
If you want to add up something, see, this is the problem. I don't know who is creating this.
Thank you, Surajit sir, for such a wonderful session. Everyone present here will agree that we have enjoyed and learned a lot and already feel
Thank you so much.
So your style, delivery, and knowledge are highly praiseworthy.
Thank you, ma'am.
This
Thank you so
training
much.
session was informative as well as enlightening, and we look forward to more sessions from you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
One announcement for all participants over here: 7:55 in the chat box. The attendance cum feedback form will be shared. You all are requested to fill the form and submit and fill up all details as per the instructions. This form will be forwarded to COE Patna and certificate will be generated to those only who has filled the form. Thank you all of you and good night.
Thank you, ma'am. And once again,
Thank you, ma'am.
big thanks to Zubin sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Conducting such a unique training
Thank you,
program.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks to all the
Ma'am, and
respected
thank you,
teachers who
sir,
have
so
attended
much for
the
nice
training.
session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you,
Everyone.
sir.
Everybody,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Box
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
I am also being
Thank you, sir.
yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
The box disabled.
Arvind sir.
For the such a wonderful session.
thank you.
Close the chat box.
Can we get the link?
Sir.
Such a wonderful session, sir.
Link is in the chat box, sir.
Thanks, ma'am, and thanks, sir.
Chat
Not visible.
box is not open.
Sir, chat box is visible, sir.
On the process. Wait.
Chat box is visible, but the link are
Yes,
not.
yes, on the way. On the process.
The chat is the
From
chat.
where do we get
I think
link?
the link has come.
Yes, you can see, please see in the chat box.
Thanks a lot, sir, for the wonderful session.
Please don't write anything.
Don't write anything in the chat
But
box.
send link, please, sir.
No need of saying writing thank you. Just wait for the link.
Please wait for the link. Link is coming.
The meeting has not yet finished.
Meeting is on the process. Wait, everyone.
Thank you all.
सर अब मेरी ट्रेनिंग चल रही है, ठीक है, बाद में बात कीजिएगा आप।
Sir, if one of the participant started writing thank you or any other things in chat box,
No,
then it will be very
please
important
don't
use
write
chat
now.
box for that. Don't use the
to
chat
find
box.
the attendance link. So please tell them.
सर
to
सिर्फ
don't-
एडमिन के लिए कर दीजिए वो
Thank you, sir.
All of the teachers were writing thank you,
Don't
thank you.
write anything in the chat box. The link will be shared and submit the link after filling it. Please do not use the chat box for other purpose.
Okay, sir. Good evening. I am Rakesh Ranjan Misra, Kendriya Vidyalaya, Godda.
Yes.
Admin is good evening. Good evening.
Is on the process.
Myself,
Myself,
Dr. Yar Chaudhary.
अटेंडेंस लिंक थोड़ा भेजा जाए सर।
Public School, Maheshpur. Very nice meeting was there with us.
Yeah, please.
हेलो अटेंडेंस
link
लिंक
is on
भेजिए
the-
सर।
Sir, it is in the chat box. Just see the chat box, sir.
चैट बॉक्स में नहीं दिख रहा सर।
It is been disabled. We are not able to see.
Yes, it is now. It is enabled, sir.
Box नहीं दिख रहा है, वो बोल रहा है।
चैट बॉक्स में नहीं है सर, थोड़ा भेजिए।
Sir, the link is not visible there in the chat box.
Again, now everyone started writing. Thank
Ines
you.
जुड़
Why
गए
you are
हैं।
doing this kind
Don't
of
write anything in the
Please
chat
don't do
box.
this kind of
Otherwise, you
thing.
will not get the link.
हो गया।
Wait for the link.
We are waiting for the link, sir.
Please follow the protocol. Don't write in chat box.
देख रही है, सुन रही है।
Thank you.
लिख के भर दिया है। एक्चुअली चैट बॉक्स ना वो
Nusrat Jahan ma'am, please mute yourself.
Link is not there, sir.
देखो सब बोल रहे हैं, सुनो, लिंक इज नॉट देयर। ये लिंक इज नॉट देयर सर।
Yes, yes, they are trying to send.
Link is not visible.
बड़ा पाकुड़ धनबाद। हाँ
Hello.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
is the link is provided in the group? It is not visible.
Sir, link is not showing.
Teachers, please wait. Shortly it will be given.
Wait.
Teachers, you are requested not to message, please. Lot of teachers are sending messages. No need to send that.
Yes, sir. We are not getting it.
है कि ये भेज दें।
Yes, sir.
From where we can get the link, sir? From where?
In the chat box you will get.
Okay, मेरा।
The link has not yet come, sir.
Wait, it is going on.
बोलिए नहीं कुछ भी।
उनको बात नहीं हो रही मैम से।
Yes, sir.
प्रिंसी दौड़ के
Now please see, the link is in the chat box. Please fill it.
The link is not opening, sir. What we need to do?
Open it with
Sir,
your browser,
sir,
sir.
it is working. It is working, sir. Please try.
See, you have to go with the browser.
Yes, miss. Your
Okay, so we are trying.
674456.
Link is working.
Please give us plenty time to fill it.
Yeah.
Please, sir.
Carry on.
क्या सर?
सर ये ओएस आईडी क्या है सर? सर
Your ID.
Yes.
Sir, your OSIS ID. School gives you an ID to join with.
सीबीएसई में जो नाम आपका गया है वो सीबीएसई जो आईडी मिला है ओएसएस में वही आईडी।
ओ सर ओके।
यहाँ पे एक नंबर है वो आपका नंबर हो।
Sir, which Sahodaya we have to select?
We have GODDA Sahodaya, GODDA PAKUR and SAHEBGANJ, and the DUMKA JAMTARA we have DUMKA Sahodaya. DHANBAD Sahodaya you have DHANBAD, Madhupur and Grady you have the Madhupur Grady Sahodaya.
Sir, I am in DUMKA. So name the Sahodaya, please. What is the name of the Sahodaya? Sir?
Pardon?
What is the name of Sahodaya, sir?
Name of?
Sahodaya?
Which district your school?
I am in DUMKA district, sir.
DUMKA Sahodaya. DUMKA JAMTARA Sahodaya.
Sir, repeat.
DUMKA JAMTARA.
Only right DUMKA JAMTARA, sir?
Yes.
सब्जेक्ट टॉट में अपना सब्जेक्ट देंगे या सर जो पढ़ाया गया वो?
सब्जेक्ट स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट क्या है? पढ़े ना आज?
वही देंगे सर। 3 2 1 अपना सब्जेक्ट
नहीं सर, आपका जो अपना सब्जेक्ट है वो देंगे।
हाँ ठीक है सर, थैंक यू।
आपका सब्जेक्ट जो पढ़ाते हैं
आज का ट्रेनिंग का दूसरा सब्जेक्ट है।
My response is submitted. Can I leave them?
वो खुले बोल से चलो।
Yes, teacher who have submitted the responses, please leave.
They can leave.
What is this affiliation number?
Hello.
Affiliation number.
What it need to be filled, sir?
বিকি কে একটু দে না জুমে মনিদের মিটিং চলছে। মিটিং না ট্রেনিং? ট্রেনিং চলছে তো চ্যাট বক্সে কোথায় একটা মনিটর দেনা। কাট কাট।
Stress effect.
Denied.
What is this? Sir, what we need to do with this affiliation number?
Affiliation of your school number.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
सर सहोदया वाला में क्या भरेंगे सर?
Which district you are? Which district? कौन डिस्ट्रिक्ट से हैं?
सहोदया में जो है वो वाला क्या भरेंगे?
Sir, subject what I have submitted.
सर सब्जेक्ट में क्या भरा जाएगा सर? सब्जेक्ट में
How to correct it?
सब्जेक्ट आप जो पढ़ाते हैं वो सब्जेक्ट।
या स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट नहीं भराएगा सर?
नहीं, नो।
यस सर।
टॉपिक
ये हम लोग का सौदया कौन सा है?
हम लोग का सहोदया पाकुड़ होगा सर। देखिए गोड्डा पाकुड़ महेशपुर का सहोदया क्या होगा सर?
साहेबगंज the same Sahodaya is the last one. Pakur and Sahebganj, last one, third one. Dropout box you can see in the dropout box. Last one, third one is the GODDA Pakur Sahebganj Sahodaya.
GODDA Pakur Sahebganj.
Subject thought I have filled.
Subject of your what is teaching in school?
So how can I correct that? Subject or stress management I have put. If you are not teaching any subject, then you can write NA, not available. No, subject what I have written stress management. How to correct it and I submitted. No problem.
Role conflict. Management.
Submitted the form.
Hello sir. Hello, good evening sir.
Yes.
Yes ma'am.
Sir. सर मेरा आप जो लिंक भेजे हैं मेरा नहीं चल रहा है सर।
Miss, please update your browser. Open with your browser.
फॉर्म अटेंडेंस हो गया क्लियर। आप बोलिए इसको कराने दीजिए।
टाइम भी नहीं हो रहा है सर।
किधर आपका नजदीक पड़ रहा है? लेकिन मैं जब उना दो कोऑर्डिनेटर खोज के ला दिया। पकड़िया तो हो गया हमरा पास को फोन किया। अपन कोऑर्डिनेटर को लोग स्ट्रेस रिलीवर है।
फ्रॉम बैथल मिशन स्कूल गोड्डा।
कोऑर्डिनेटर खोजेगा पंचायत को नहीं।
अब कब होगा सर?
Who has submitted the form, please go out.
Next meeting will be scheduled and after that will be sent to the groups, Sahodaya group. Okay, thanks sir.
Teachers.
Hello Kamal sir.
Who has submitted the form, please go out. Thank you.
Those who have submitted, please leave the meeting. Okay, thank you sir.
Okay sir, thank you so much sir.
Hello Kamal sir.
Yes.
मेरा हो ही नहीं रहा है।
Go to your है ना Google Chrome है ना, from there you can है ना, it will open.
टाइपिंग नहीं हो रहा है।
Will be है ना, try it.
Arvind sir, may I leave?
Press the link, it will be है ना.
Sir, yes Gorai sir.
May I leave or I'll remain?
Those who have finished can leave.
Remain for some time because some query are there.
Yes sir, yes sir.
कितना कुछ डिसाइड किया नीचे